I'm Sloan from SloanBella.com, and I am back with another channeled energetic video. This one.
So boom, all right, you heard her in the intro, goddamn it. It's Sloan Bella. She telling you who she is. The bitch we got the T crew. We are here to kind of hear what her psychic, visions and prophecies and all that shit, what they revealing. And then we're gonna add our little flavor and 2 cents on top of what she talking about. But back to Sloan.
Is in a series of videos I've done on the late Kim Porter. And given what broke in the news this week, I tried to focus on the energy to see what came through. Now, as we all know, Kim Porter is the former girlfriend and mother of 3 of P. Diddy's kids, who passed away on November 15th of 2018 of some sort of bacterial pneumonia. That is the cause of death, or what they released to the public as the reason for this young, vibrant woman's passing, because, yeah, that's normal. The problem with this energy of what's going on this week with P. Diddy is he thinks he's being basically forced into the media for something that he doesn't feel is as bad as it is. His former girlfriend, the one that accused him of trafficking, kidnapping, blackmail, sexual abuse, drug addiction, which is kind of what they do when they traffic people. They keep you in a state of being drugged so you can't fight back. That happens all the time. That's why they drug you. That's why you see working girls on the street being drugged, because why the hell would they be out there unless they were drugged once they start doing it, right? Maybe the first day they don't know what they're getting themselves into, but a week into it, they probably want to take off. And then it becomes two things: an issue of shame and an issue of being medicated and unable to form a congruent thought to be able to say, I need to get away from this guy. You know you need to get away from him. Finally, Cassie was able to speak, and she was helped by an older man really close to her family who held her hand. So somebody came to help her out of that. I actually see that energetically. Now, when we're talking about the way that P. Diddy allegedly, but it's not alleged, it's actually factually, everybody says allegedly. If people would talk in realistic terms, because people know enough about P. Diddy to know that that is how he treated her. It's not really alleged. It's like out there, okay? And it's especially out there now. He settled immediately. Now, I wanted to focus on the energy of Kim to see how she felt about it. And I want everybody to understand that she really focuses on her children and their heart and how they're going to feel, because they're protective of their father. They want to have a connection with their family members. They lost their mother. So when you lose your mother and you have a mother and father, you have other family too, but they're not your mother and father. So there's sadness from her part around that, because the sadness is that her kids were left in this predicament where that is their surviving parent. There's also a tremendous amount of sadness
That is so
from her
true. That is so
about
true.
her
That is
family,
actually really sad. Surviving
who
parent is
cannot
him.
get.
Well, what you were
Wait,
saying?
pause it, Dre.
Yeah.
I said that is actually really that's really deep, because I can kind of relate, because obviously my father's not dead, but that is just really sad to know. Yes, when the good parent is the one that passed, and the parent that's is alive is the parent that really doesn't have 100% of the best interest of the kids. So I just think that's really, really, that point right there is really sad and should make people, feel some type of way in itself about P. Diddy, because it is true they don't have their mother. Your mother is the one that is the more comforting, usually, loving individual. So that is really sad to know that, yeah, their dad, they are have to be around their dad, who has all these true, not allegations like she said, but true shit going down.
Yeah, I guess that's a different angle that a lot of people ain't thought about. Like you said,
Right,
so there's
exactly.
the boys, there's Justin, some other kid, and then there's the twins, the girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do they probably
Yeah.
obviously don't know all of the horrible stuff that is being placed upon their father in
Well,
the public?
did you read? I read the 35 pages, and he even Cassie was at the house the one night, and he told him Christian was there, or I think it was Christian, or maybe it was Justin, and he was like, please, put more makeup on. Like, my son can't see you like that.
But oh yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, yeah, like that was in one of the like numbered things in the affidavit. But yeah, like how he's like, my son can't see you like that, put makeup on. Like, I'm sure his kids somewhat had an idea, I'm sure. But yeah, that's a crazy point that she pointed out, because that is really true. Like, you're stuck now, not stuck obviously, but like, because they're older and grown. But the parent that's left is the parent that's being accused of like these heinous things, not accused, but did these heinous things.
Well, the other angle too is that, should it's probably been shut down, but if it ain't shut down and some other people come forward and the thing really start to unravel, then these kids see that last parent that they got may not be as good as they thought he was. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
I feel like at
right.
least them should have a feeling though.
No, I'm sure the boys somewhat know. I mean, like, been they've literally been around their dad their whole life. It's not like they've had any time apart from him. So I'm sure, any major time apart from him, should I say. So I'm sure they do have an idea at the end of the day. And Christian was in that interview with him where he was talking about 25% of the time you'll hate me and 75% of the time you'll love me, or whatever.
Yeah, I did
Mm.
see that little um video earlier. But anyway,
Yeah, his son Christian was the one. But yeah, anyway, keep on.
Past what happened to her, cannot get over it. And it's not that you get over that. You don't get over the death of a child or a sibling, but they are stuck. And the reason they're stuck is because they want the truth. And she's acknowledging this, and the truth is slowly trickling out. So they are going to get the answers that they want. And I'm also being told that there is somebody looking into the physical traits of Kim, meaning whatever physicality they have. I don't know if they had a toothbrush with toothpaste. I don't know if they had hair from her hairbrush. I don't know what they have, but they have physical written documentation, okay? Like, as in somebody recorded her talking or she recorded it. And they have some sort of evidence with her physical body. So this is either something the coroner collected or it was collected before, but you can run tests on it. The family 100% feels that she didn't die of, quote, the natural causes that they said. And they would be right. It was too easy to say she died like that. This is what bothers her. This bothers her. She tries to talk to her family. She tries to talk to them. She's kind of funny. I'm sure all of our loved ones try to do that, but the family will feel her and will have a sense of knowing she's there. But the level of sadness that they feel worries her quite a bit. So she's very, very aware of that. When I mention her former boyfriend, the energy pulls back. So she's not so focused on him. I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming, is what she said. I knew this was coming. It was set into motion going back 16 years. He had a 16-year climb. I don't know what happened in 2007, but he had some sort of a shift energetically, and he took a choice or made a choice that took him on the wrong path. He was already on the wrong path, okay? Starting with a J-Lo thing in the club. That is why her career kicked off, because when you keep your mouth shut around P-Diddy, you get rewarded, right? So whatever happened in 20...
She dropped that gem. Hey, yo, ain't this shit ironic that we did the video on J-Lo, was it last week? I think it was last week that I dropped
Oh, the
J-Lo
history of
shit.
her, whatever.
Yeah. And then now
Mm-hmm.
all this shit is coming back full circle. For real. But her career did take off because she did keep her mouth quiet on whatever she seen and was being subjected to. But she did get the fuck up out of there quick.
2007 was so noted on an energetic level. You cannot escape the frequency of your actions, even if you escape repercussions on earth. You cannot escape frequency. So no matter what you do or say, no matter how you approach things, you cannot escape what you've done. Like if you go out down the street and there's no motive for you to do something to somebody and you rob them and, run them over, if people don't see you and you're not connected to them, obviously they're not going to know who you are because there's no motive. So how would you have repercussions for that if nobody could catch you? So P. Diddy's girlfriend, Cassie, this one that just came out in the media for the horrific abuse she suffered, horrific abuse, and trauma bond and drugged and dragged through the mud and blackmailed. First thing, young ladies out there, and I've said this my whole life, I don't care if you're a sex worker, I don't care if you have orgies, I don't care how many people you sleep with, don't you carry shame with it. Even if some guy drugged you and you did it, you're like, what the fuck did I do? Speak it so they can't control you. Very important. P. Diddy is operating off of a frequency that is fear-based, and it does one of two things when he does this. When he has a relationship with a girl like Cassie, number one, she's young and she's basically pliable, okay? So there's a huge age difference there because women his own age might not be as impressed with him, okay? So she assumes that he's coming at her in a relationship in an authentic way. Although I will say I feel like she was forced into the relationship with P. Diddy from someone else. And by forced, I mean someone introduced them and kind of said, this is expected of you. If you want this to happen, this is expected of you. So I don't feel it was like a love at first sight thing for her. I feel like she was doing what she thought she should do. And she was kind of done
No,
with
it was.
it like
It
almost
was.
instantly.
Wait, is
The
she's talking about
blackmailing, the
Cassie, right?
trafficking.
She talk about
She
Cassie.
yeah. If she that's crazy because I mean she's talking like she didn't read the 35-page thing, so I would think what she's saying is true because Cassie was. I mean, Diddy would have his like anybody in his camp. He even had his lawyers call Cassie and say, "Hey, it's in your best interest of your career to call Puffy back. Like it's in your best interest of your life to call him back." Like his assistant, his attorney, like everybody and anybody was telling this poor girl that like if you don't call Diddy back, like it's not going to be good for you.
And that's fucked up. That's that control, manipulation shit.
And I don't care what no woman says. Like I'm a strong bitch, but I still at 19 if you want your career cuz there's women who are like, "Oh my god, we'll all be strong," like that stupid lady who was like, "I've said no and I've said this and I've said no to industry people yada yada." Okay, at the end of the day, she was 19 and obviously wanted her career to go to that next level. So, I don't care what anybody says. If Puffy or a owner of a major label is like trying to get at you, yeah, you're obviously going to say no at first, but once they are literally threatening your career, it's a completely different like thing.
Nah, that's facts because, you know, from a creative standpoint, you probably worked your life to this point to perfect your craft, and now you in a position where people can finally hear whatever talent you have, and then this shit pop up. I don't think a lot of shorties, these women in this position, are gonna be like, no, they came too far to turn back type shit.
And it's Diddy. It's not like some neighborhood producer that's trying to
Right.
collab.
Exactly. This is a nigga with a
Exactly. And
proven
I
track
hated
record.
seeing that. Right. And I hated seeing that from women talking about, well, I would be strong enough and say no. I mean, if anybody took the time, well, it wasn't even a lot of time. It took me like 30 minutes to read through the 35 pages. She
But
did,
she's also
she did,
19, so she don't all the stuff that Dre know, we don't know. So imagine how much she didn't know being 19, the man almost 40.
right,
Exactly.
exactly. Um, No, exactly. And that's why I am just like on her side in a sense because at the end of the day, like I know if someone were to tell me when I was 19, like yeah, Brianna, will give you like 100 some thousand towards your gym dream.
All right, now who that? All right, anyway, keep going, Bree.
She went on mute. You
Like,
can press play.
all right, cool. All right, we
Yeah, you
back.
could press play. Sorry for that.
No, I thought that was Tanya trying to make some collard greens in the back. All
Don't like
right,
greens.
all right, back to the video.
The drugging. That's what trafficking is. Keeping somebody against their free will, especially when they're not sober, and forcing them into actions and situations that go against their moral compass in order to degrade them and then control them with said actions that degraded them. So don't let anything degrade you. Take responsibility for what you do and say, you know, I was fucked up, I was drugged, he drugged me. That's not really your responsibility, but you can say it and start speaking it. That removes his power. What he's doing to her is a form of vampirism. He's not biting her neck and sucking her blood. That's not what I mean. But energetically, he's enjoying it and he's pulling her energy to him because he's controlling it. That's what he likes to do. Now, here's an interesting twist in this. He settled so quickly, obviously, because he didn't want to go into court. She didn't want to go into court either. I wouldn't want to go into court. I wouldn't want them calling me all kinds of names like, why didn't you leave? I mean, they're not well versed on trauma bonds and all kinds of things that happen that we have now become to understand what these things are. A lot of us through family circumstances, all kinds of things. And when you add drugs to it, you really don't have your free will. Now, the reason that everybody and their cousin drugs their abuse victims, okay, you hear that all the time. The girl got in the car, they gave her drugs. They shot her up. They put drugs in her coffee. They put drugs in this. She acted weird. They drugged her. They roofied her. They roofied him. The reason you hear that so much is when the drugs enter the physical body, okay? So your physical vibration, which is in tune with your etheric body. But the etheric body is kind of just visiting here, meaning for 80 years, 70 years, whatever, we're alive. Our spirit body then can leave the physical. So in order to get control of a physical vessel, look at your body like a car, but in order to get control of it, if you drug a person, roofie them, give them drugs, give them too much alcohol, whatever it is, too much weed, too much anything, whatever it is, their etheric body from the lining of the physical body splits. So there's a doorway in there. Now let's look at this in a different way because I've tried to explain this to people. The best way I know how to explain it is if somebody's going to rob your house, they look for several things. First, they look for nobody to be home. Okay, so like if you're home and you got a shotgun and a German Shepherd, they're probably not going to break into your house. I mean, they can, I've heard of it, but not usually. If the door is slightly open and not locked, a window, a door, a garage, you will find that they go in through, the person will say, oh, I left the window open for the cat or whatever. And the people will rob the house in that fashion instead of just like breaking the glass and jumping in. When you drug a person, the door is left slightly open. The etheric body gets a tear in it, and it's very easy to open that door and to take access energetically. I'm speaking strictly energetically. Also understand that unless your vibrations are completely tight like this, okay, so think of people who have hip problems, and when they walk, their body is not tight and forward motion. There's always a focus on what they can't move. If you look at people that have need hip surgery, they kind of pull that side of the body with them. It's not a fluid movement together in harmony. That's what happens when they get into your body with drugs. So drugging people is like 101 to take over the frequency. Now, a lot of people drug people to get their own way on earth. This P-Diddy drugs people for frequency control. I want complete frequency control of whoever. And it's not just Cassie, it's not just Kim Porter, it's so many other people. And by the way, in P. Diddy's case, the sodomy ritual, yes, the ritual that they use in order to conjure up energy, call it sexual magic, call it black magic, call it whatever you want, but they do that, okay? So never think that it's crazy and people don't do it. it goes all the way back to Egyptian chimes. It goes all the way back before Jesus. It goes all the way back. They do all kinds of energetic. It seems stupid to us if you say I'm going to sacrifice somebody. That seems dumb. It's like sacrifice them for what? But energetically, they're taking that energy. They are consuming that energy. When that happens, they get more energy. Now, what I'm seeing, and this is specifically coming from the energy of Kim, because I've been asking about it, she was actually, when I see her energy, okay, she's a strong, vibrant, articulate, even in spirit woman. And she wants her family to know she's okay. And she also wants people to know that this is not done, and that what's going to happen with P. Diddy over the next 4 years, it's a 4-year progression. So we're in almost 2024, so go to 2028 or thereabouts. What's going to happen to him is his vibration is moving this way and sideways, while the rest of the people are leveling up and to the opposite direction. So what she's showing me is that he will be forgotten about, which seems impossible because he's been all over the news like a crazy person, and is very famous and very wealthy. Another thing that I'm being shown is that he doesn't own all his wealth. It's a weird thing to say. He's got allegedly $700 million, if not more. That's just like, I mean, that's going back into the mid 2000s when they guesstimated that. It's not his money I'm being shown. So when they tell you these people have that money, he cannot do what he wants with all that money. That's a trick. It's a trap. It doesn't exist. I'm being told it doesn't exist. That does not mean he doesn't have 13 homes, a bunch of nice ass clothes, cars, Lamborghinis, women, tricks, every equipment. He is given those things with part of the money, but he doesn't have control over it all. And they are siphoning it for him right now. I'm seeing it like a milkshake, and there's a straw, and his wealth is being sucked. So by him agreeing to pay Cassie off, the others are coming behind until there's a complete and utter takedown of P. Diddy and his 3 right-hand men, okay? 3. So there's going to be a takedown that comes in with that, and he's going to try to step away. They're not done. And here's another thing I'm being shown, okay? I don't know how to word this. This, to me, reminds me of like a binding spell in voodoo. And I don't know what I'm talking about with that, but his mouth is being sewn up. So when I see his face, the image I get is the mouth is being sewn up. So he is going to be unable to speak for some reason.
Oh wow,
I
that's
can't
crazy.
talk.
Boom, we could stop right there just to kind of elaborate. So, hit us with what you thinking about.
Um, yeah, I don't like that's nuts. Sewn with his mouth shut. I mean, you know, typically, in the spiritual world, that's like kind of like my lips are sealed. Like it doesn't always mean that he might not. I don't think like the truth will ever come out. Basically, from what I get from that, I think he's always going to be settling and paying these women off.
I was taking it as when she said it that his lips are sealed in the sense of when these people come out to work to get at his ass, the shit is gonna be so overwhelming that there's gonna be nothing he could say to kind of change the public opinion or stop his
Oh
own
yeah, okay.
destruction. Because
But
Yeah.
everybody already knows what's going on and nobody care.
yeah, like like one person, okay, cool. But when a tidal wave of motherfuckers, kind of like Bill Cosby situation in the beginning, it was like it's just one person. But once them tidal wave of motherfuckers started coming, what can you say? You know what I mean? The shit
Right.
is so major that you better off just keeping your mouth shut and just getting ready to go to court and finding the best
Right.
lawyer you can
Well,
get.
I don't think he's gonna be going to court.
There ain't gonna be no more dancing in your little living room videos if these other motherfuckers, especially if they ever find Bentley Farnsworth, wherever the fuck he been hiding these 2 decades at, start revealing some shit. But
Right.
but anyway, I would love to hear Jennifer Lopez take on this shit though. Her and Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey is the one who
Yeah,
got
right.
away. Lori Harvey
Nah,
Lori
he
was
Harvey
didn't
don't even
treat them the
talk.
same. Nah, he
no.
didn't treat them the same.
No. What I'm saying is that them two were there briefly enough that maybe they red flag indicator radar whatever the fuck went off hella quick. Like I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm out. Oof. Instead of the other people who unfortunately weren't hip to what the fuck was going down or didn't see the signs and then they were stuck in for decades of hell or a lifetime of hell. But them individuals like a J-Lo or a Laura Harvey who was there, they seen the bullshit and they was like, this ain't for me, I'm gone. I would just love to hear those two
I think
individuals
Lori Harvey
take.
realized like there's nothing I really need from this man.
Okay. And what about J-Lo? What do you think she realized? I know sure I
J
know
Lo,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think J Lo. I think J Lo thought he could get her career farther than like I think J Lo just thought it was gonna be something to help her with her career, and when she realized like, oh, he ain't. I don't think this is really gonna be that. I think she dipped because J Lo is selfish. J Lo is the type of woman, which is fine. I'm selfish. She's a Leo. She only want to really do things that benefit her, and I don't. I just don't think Puffy at that point, even though yes, he was Puffy. He was who he was. I just think she was like, man, this dude loves me. I like him, yeah, but I'm gonna just be on my way out because I'm not really getting what I want from it. That's what I took from it.
So before you
Because she never doubled back. She never really doubled back on Puffy.
and from what I guess me and Shay was kind of breaking down earlier, um J Lo kept her no, yeah, I think it was some video that we either seen or we were discussing it briefly offline, but J Lo seen enough to where she was like, you know what, let me just keep my mouth shut so that my career could go where it needed to go. Once it started to go where it needed to go, she got the fuck up out of there. Cause then you mentioned that Puffy wanted her to hold the burner allegedly when that nightclub shooting happened, and he wanted her to take the
Hmm.
charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably the red flag for her. Like, nah, let me get the fuck up out of here. No, this nigga want me to
But
take a charge so that he don't have to be in jail. The fuck I look like? I'm trying to be a superstar and get to where I need to go. I can't go nowhere taking the charge for this nigga. Fuck out of here.
does J-Lo even like black men though?
Huh?
Oh my God, yeah, I was gonna say that. I was also gonna say I don't honestly think J-Lo ever wanted to be with a black guy. I
I
was gonna say
agree.
that.
It was just a power move. Same way half of these shorties does with these NFL player niggas and all that shit. When that bread run low,
Hmm.
they gonna leave and spend
I'm
their
telling you,
twilight.
J-Lo didn't dip because she knew, probably on top of that gun charge, that man, I'm not gonna get nothing really out of this. I'm out, and I
Well,
don't
I
like
think it
black
was
men. Fuck
that,
this.
and she don't like black dudes, and I think she knew that Kim was pissed.
Mm, mm,
R.I.P.
yeah, 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 definitely.
Yeah, she like, I ain't trying to be scrapping with another shorty and this nigga trying to have me carry guns and all this wild shit. But that's the
I don't
same
think
Yeah.
shit.
that.
Oh,
What
no,
year
no, go.
was that?
That was on what? Wasn't
Because
that
I
like
feel like they already
03?
had a kid. I feel like they already had Christian at that time.
He had
And
a
then when
hit.
Kristen,
Well. What's his name? Justin's our age. He my
Justin's
age,
not her
29.
son,
Mm. Yeah, that's right.
So having
but
a hit versus a puffy hit is
yeah,
two
she was
different
pissed because I
things.
know like everybody was mad at Christian for dressing up as his dad and J Lo for Halloween with Bria, and they're like, why would he do that? His mom was pissed that he was messing with her.
Mm. But yeah. All right, we'll go to the next.
I cannot speak for myself anymore. This to me sounds like a losing of faculties, a losing of thought, a losing of thinking. I cannot speak, but it's sewed up around his mouth. That's actually how I'm seeing it. They're going to stitch his mouth shut. Why? I ask why. This is how it works for me. So when something hits me, I get impressions and I just express those impressions. I could be right, I could be wrong, obviously. Nobody's 100% right. It's always worked this way for me. So when I ask him energetically, meaning in my head, however you want to word that, when I ask her why his mouth is being sewn up, it's because of his mentors and they don't want it coming out over here, even though some of them are outing themselves. These are old guys connected to old time, old style Motown. And she's showing me that he's being shut up from outing them or from speaking about them for some reason.
Boom. I gotta pause that right there because this answers the question that you asked me a couple of nights ago when we was talking about the Epstein situation. Regardless of what his role may have been, he has to be silenced because there's always somebody higher over that person. Whoever's being presented to the wolves, so to speak, in the media is a motherfucker there's somebody over them. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
But who would be above him?
What, did he? The Jews,
Yeah.
I gotta say it, the Jews who put him into position. So Diddy went from like I'm old enough to remember the timeline of Diddy. Diddy was rising as a young black executive in the music industry. He had a event at a high school, which was a celebrity basketball game or something like that. Some couple of people got killed at that event, and then people was like, they was backing all the way off of this nigga. Then next thing you know, he links with who he links with, and then now he gets, I think, 50 million startup money to fund Bad Boy Records. That wasn't no hood startup money. It was them boys in power that, funded him to set up Bad Boy because they seen the works that he did with JoJo. I mean, Casey and JoJo, with Jodeci, with Mary J, with whoever else that he kind of helped craft some hits for, and they believe that, okay, if he doing this just with some people at a label that he ain't really giving a fuck about, if he gets artists that he truly believes and invests in, he gonna really do some things. That's them boys that put that money behind him. Those are them same boys that's probably been helping keep all of his bullshit out of the media this whole entire time. Because once again, if you in that industry, any interview you ever watch, especially with rap industry, half of these black niggas who are signed to these labels, when they are name dropping and giving shout outs to the execs, they naming them boys. Like, how many black execs can you name besides Chris Lighty, Russell Simmons? You know what I mean? The
I
rest
don't
of them
know.
niggas, the rest
I
of
wouldn't
them,
even name that.
but the rest of them execs are them boys. You know what I mean? Like during my time in the industry, one of the head niggas, I want to say, was it Doug Green, who basically was like the top motherfucker on the seventh floor at Universal, over Heavy D, over motherfuckers in MCA. Like, if I was to go to the sixth floor to fucking Geffen, Wendy Goldstein, like it's always one of them that is controlling this shit. It's them niggas that funded him. So indirectly, it's them niggas that, look, nigga, we've been covering for your ass. If it look like it's getting too sticky, we will serve you up. That's all I'm saying. But anyway,
Reason. So there's a hierarchy going on here, and there's a total takedown of him. He is being sacrificed. So he may think he gets away with stuff. He may think it's cool he does what he does, but now he's the sacrificial lamb. And I do mean that. There's something that comes up with him in March, speaking of the lamb, during the Easter time frame.
so boom. Who has the power to sacrifice a nigga that's almost worth $1 billion?
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody who's worth trillions of dollars or billions of dollars. Like nigga, you almost at a Billy, but these niggas they at like hundreds of billions, trillions. Just like with Jay-Z. Niggas thought Jay-Z was that nigga because he was with the Nets and they hyped him up to be an owner, but when niggas peeled the onion back, oh, you only own 1%. Who owns the real shit? Them boys. And this is what all of the industries.
So they would be telling him to, or sacrificing him so that they don't get snitched out?
The same way they served up Weinstein on a goddamn silver platter. The same way they murked your boy Epstein when it looked like, even though he might have took whatever oath he took, he was in that prison system where shit changed when a nigga behind walls in the penitentiary. They might have been whooping that boy out every day, and he on the jack to them niggas like, I don't know how long I can make it. I don't know how long I'm gonna last. I need you guys to help me. The court date is coming up on the 20th, and I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. All right, we got you. We got you. They sent the nigga to go over there to the cell, choke this nigga out, and then tie the thing around his neck and make it look like he hung himself. The same shit that happened. Pardon me. The same shit that happened to your boy. If he let this shit get out of hand, that was another reason why he paid up so quick, because he's trying to let the heat die down. The quicker the heat dies down, the spotlight of the media can move on to somebody else fucking up. And then it's business as usual. But the spotlight is still on his ass, even though he paid that bread up, because there's too many questions. You know, so as the attorney had to put out the word for word statement of the payment or the settlement does not mean an admission of guilt. We know that, nigga, but we also know
Right,
an
right.
innocent man is gonna fight longer than goddamn one day. Like, man, fuck that. She's
Exactly.
trying to put a stain on my name. Yo, fuck that. We about to take this shit to court. Blah blah blah. X, Y, and Z. And kind of like what some of y'all was saying. If it went full fledged all the way down to court, his lawyers could have had her on the stand squirming and wiggling and squiggling and all that shit, questioning her mental sanity, going into her drug abuse history, and probably could have still won the case like that. But the controllers above him are like, no, nigga, this is getting a little too hot for you, meaning a little too hot for us. Pay that bitch off ASAP. Because once again, the same people that control the music industry, that control the radio industry, and the
Right.
television
That's
industry
fucked
also
up.
control the media industry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna let him get off that easy and say it's the WDs. I think it was him for sure that he
No,
has
no.
his
Yeah, he
he
did
has
what he did. Yeah, this is all him. I'm just giving a higher level of the string pullers and the people that have enabled his behavior by providing protection and cover up or whatever the fuck, legally. Just like one of y'all admitted earlier that from the Tupac angle, he got brought into NYPD and then that nigga was out minutes later type shit. Like that's some up above money and influence and power that's getting this nigga up out of there that quick. If it was me or you implicated in Tupac murder, we would still be locked down now. You know what I mean? That was like what, a month ago that or a couple of weeks back when NYPD scooped up P-Diddy. That nigga was there for like a quick brief 5 minutes type shit.
I didn't know he got
yeah,
scooped.
I want to say
he was there for
yeah, he
why
was
you don't
there.
know that he was scooped up.
Yeah, he was there for like a brief little minute, allegedly,
I didn't even know he was called into nothing. I didn't know that they even
Yeah, but
included him.
this was in relation to the Tupac situation with Keefe D, which once again
Yeah,
that
but I didn't
word,
know that.
Yeah, yeah. So like how we talk about sacrifice, Keefe D is the sacrifice, I think, in that situation. Keefe D may have been a nigga that actually did the dirty work, but who was the nigga who ordered the dirty work to be done? That's all I'm pointing at, alluding to.
Puppy.
You know what I'm saying? But let's see what else she talking about.
March, April, right in that time frame. That's why I said lamb. There's something else that's going to come up with him. We are not done. It is a complete takedown, and then you will see this man's energy. So his three close right-hand people, and I have no idea who they are. I don't know who he considers close. There might be people he's seen with in public, and they might not actually be his three right-hand men. His responsibility goes long and far, but on a frequency level, astral level, which means when the physical body stops breathing, we step out into the realm around us. So it's like stepping into the air, into the ethers, except there's a doorway into another energy frequency. That's all it is a frequency, like a radio station, okay? So when we're talking about it, he steps into a different frequency and they are blocking him. So you're not going to be able to connect with his energy as you evolve. I mean, you the people, we the people, all of us are not going to understand like where his power's gone, because it's going to be so obvious that we don't focus on him. And as a result of that, he cannot continue to do what he does. That is the balancing of karma. It's balance. Karma is not vindictive, it's balance. So when somebody is not responsible for their repercussions on earth and think they can just shove it under the counter, there is a strong female connected to Kim who's going to come out with more information, and it involves her family members and him, okay? Strong thing. A lot of people knew what this man did. That was confusing to me because I understand money and power, and I understand, as is the case with Harvey Weinstein, a lot of people knew what was going on and nobody said anything until everybody said everything. We're seeing the same takedown. The time frame that we're in, Earth or this planet, is evolving, and it is a spiritual war. So if you are harming the essence and frequency of another person and you continue to do it right now, your repercussions are to be removed from that frequency. Now, what does P. Diddy need most? He needs our attention, our admiration. He needs us to pay attention to him. He needs us on a frequency level. So
Basically, that ties back into
That's
the
funny how she mentioned Weinstein.
yeah, right.
Epstein,
See, hey,
whatever the
hey,
hell.
I don't be saying shit to be saying shit, yo. So it's funny how even she touched on the psychic vampire shit. A vampire needs what? It needs blood to survive. A psychic vampire needs that energy, or it needs your attention. It's taking your psychic energy and living off of your psychic energy type shit. So she's she on her shit, at least in the metaphysical sense.
I'm
this
not
is
really
what's
getting the industry
happening.
plant vibe that y'all said.
Oh, as far as on her herself,
Yeah,
yeah, she might be, she might be legit, but we'll see because
yeah.
she was going off the hook on the weekend, like I think it was a Saturday or Sunday when she did the hour and a half shit. She was naming white niggas, she was naming everybody. I was like, they about to get rid of her ass, but we gonna see.
Low key, I was a plant, then she would be more mainstream. Like I haven't seen anybody like promote her like that.
Yeah, and she only got like 160K subscribers. If she was planted, she should have like a couple of M's by now, subscriber wise.
Exactly.
But all right, let's see what else she talking about.
To him, he's not people are not going to respond. Like, he can walk down the street and people will not notice him. I mean, they might, but it's not going to be the same where people are like, oh my God. And there are younger musicians that are going to come out against him and talk about what he did. The bodies that are buried, okay? So the bodies that are buried, they're going to talk about it. Talk about it. There are men in other countries who are going to speak about it. There is political connections to him in other countries and this country. They're going to speak about it. He will not be able to spend his money. That huge amount of wealth. I mean, what are you going to spend that on? But do you ever wonder why these people only donate to specific organizations in a specific way, as opposed to, for example, leaving 600 million of the 700 million to help the homeless in LA or help people in the Ukraine or whatever it is? Yeah, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen because he doesn't have control.
Not
That's the only thing I ain't trying to fuck with on that bitch. I just gotta say it like that. See, she's still on that white supremacist angle because, bitch,
yeah,
why is that the
yeah,
first thing coming out of your mouth when
yeah,
there's plenty
yeah,
of people in the black community, which he is a member of, that bread could go to help. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So miss me with
exactly.
that Ukraine shit because them niggas is white supremacist devils over there and miss me whatever the hell else she was just talking about. But
Yeah.
well, give me 1 second. I'm gonna play the video and I'll be right back on y'all in a minute.
Okay.
Control of that money. I'm literally being shown that. He has a lot of that money, but not all of it. So there is some sort of bait and switch that they have done to us when we look at somebody and admire them in order to keep our energy attached to his energy and attached to the idea that that's the way to live. That's not the way to live because he's basically void inside. Okay, so there's a voidness. Kim Porter stands up so strong. Okay, she stands up so strong. I am being represented and they will find out what he did. So somebody is legally representing her in her death is what I'm being told. I don't know who it is or how that works, but somebody is representing her. I am not without basis for somebody to help me. She's being helped, and it's not behind the scenes. Somebody on this side is helping her image, her memory, her spirit on that side. She is not going to remain listed as a pneumonia death. I mean, it might be, but people are going to know what happened to her. She's a really good girlfriend, and there's a series of girlfriends, actually. There's a whole series, and I distinguish a difference with one of them because the girl's hair color is different. So this other woman looks like an actress as well who was very close to Kim Porter. And she had, I'm just going to say it, like strawberry hair, or the hair is strawberry. She prefers that color. She's been secretly working behind the scenes to get information. And don't think if you're in his circle or you're around him that you're untouchable, because they're telling me he is being brought down. He is being sacrificed in favor of his mentor. So there is a mentor that did to him what he did to this current girlfriend and to Kim Porter and every other person that he's been around to take advantage of on an energetic level. He is now going to reap that. That is.
Damn, so I only caught the tail end of it, but it sounded like you was about to say something, bro.
No, I was just like, like that's rough.
I wonder if that nigga, snitched on or betrayed Andre Harrell, his mentor, to get to the power position that he in today. But
All right, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Is now happening to him because they don't want the person who groomed him to go down. And that guy hides in the background. There's a whole bunch of like political stuff going on. Like there's political stuff. There's ties to this country, that country. Don't think it's just about the music. The clothing was the clothing people love. I've talked to dudes that love the clothing. You hear the kids in school, they all want to wear the clothing, right? The clothing is a front for something else. The clothing is a front. Of course, they have to produce clothing, obviously, or you can't sell clothing, but it's a front for something else. That clothing traveled all over the world. What happened as that clothing was traveling all over the world? That too is going to be rectified. So this man's going down. Within 4 years, I see his energy kind of whitewashed out, and I don't feel he's around. I know that something comes up around Easter time in reference to him and other people accusing him. I don't feel he's going to go to court ever. I feel it's going to be
Right, me
a
neither.
continuation of dominoes until he can't take it anymore. And then there is a moving away, both in a physical sense and an energetic sense. But remember, they are shutting his mouth. He cannot speak. So that's coming up on him. Like, that's happening. They're literally, okay, energetically shutting his mouth. So he can't even defend himself. He won't even be able to speak to justify what he did. You know, some people are like, yeah, but she deserved it or he deserved it. That's not even going to happen. He can't say it. They are shutting him down from communicating. The next thing they're going to do is turn our focus this way while he goes that way, and he won't even understand it. So this man is in a whole lot of shit on an energy level, and he's going to understand, and he's still not fully cognitive of what he did. So he himself snaps in and out of like, yeah, that wasn't a good thing to do. I didn't do anything. Like, dude, I paid her. I did this. He snaps in and out of that. He snaps in and out, in and out. So I wouldn't be surprised if what I'm seeing is like a drug addiction he may have or a way of tuning his mind out. But he should not be trusting anybody around him, like nobody, because they will turn on him. And there's 3 people directly close and tied to him that are going to go down as well. And by go down, I mean lose their money, their status, and their power, and be energetically shunned and tied down. There is such a thing. The frequency does it. He's staying behind in a frequency. And when you live in that frequency, you're not going to achieve anymore. That's what people don't understand. They think when they're 20, 30, whatever, and it's cool, they can do all of this. Then the frequencies change on the planet, and what they've done becomes abhorrent to other people when maybe other people understood it back then because they were benefiting. But that's not the case because he doesn't have control of all of his money. That's what I'm seeing. And Kim Porter's energy is very much focused on her family and wanting them to know that she's trying to be around them. And in fact, I feel like they know she is around them. I feel like that. And there's one of her children, I'm sweet daughter, so I feel like obviously it has to be a daughter. But I feel like she constantly watches this one because it's a struggle. She watches this one. She wants her... Now, never think because someone died that they're dead the way they describe it. Because she's very much alive frequency-wise. Frequency-wise. So she has some say-so over her kids. Don't kid yourself. She may not have the say-so you and I have in a physical sense. But she is right there with her children. She can impose ideas on them and help them understand things in a different way so that they react differently. What she's trying to do now is neutralize the harm that's going to be put onto them by being in proximity of their father, meaning because they're his offspring, people are going to say challenging things and do challenging things to them. She's trying to kind of offset that. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Stop. Offset.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now she about to
The
talk about
person?
Offset. She about to talk about Offset.
Nah, the person?
If you see the vibe. Shorty, she was like, Offset, wait a minute. All right, let's see.
Offset. Are you
Is
sure
there a
she meant?
connection to P-Diddy and Offset? Is there some sort of a connection? I just, because I'm hearing it, I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound like what she's saying. Offset. Okay, so I feel, okay, he's responsible for a lot of things, but he's not responsible. He's also taking orders from somebody a higher up. I'm wondering what the connection is to Offset with P. Diddy. I have no idea, but I just keep hearing this right now. Like, I can't stop saying his name.
Talking about Dari.
And I don't know him or what kind of...
I've never even seen Offset and Diddy speak.
Yeah, me neither.
And I don't even think that Cardi would like.
She about to get sued.
Yeah, like what?
Because you injecting Offset in this shit. Like she already know Cardi finna come for her.
Exactly. Cardi, what?
Let
me go see if Offset and Diddy follow each other.
I mean, maybe they talk on the low. We don't know, but
Offset is
I,
not doing.
I don't know. I'm
So
not
Well,
putting nothing past him.
so
I
this is the
expect
part.
that.
This is the part where she might be on some bullshit agenda type shit. Why is she trying to throw Offset into this bullshit? Offset, from what I
Yeah,
understand, stay in his lane, mind his business. Him and Cardi do their thing. And she
that's
kind
not
of,
even like the same like brand of person.
I
you
don't know.
know,
Well, but still, I mean, that doesn't mean nothing.
I just don't even see Offset getting into that. Like that's weird.
I don't see a lot of these people getting into a lot of the shit they get into, but they get
Like
into it.
like when somebody do something and you be like everything that's coming out about Diddy, I'm not shocked. But if Offset was doing this, my mouth would be agape.
No, I don't think Offset's doing what Diddy's doing. That's not what she said. Go back. She just said they had a conversation.
all
Oh,
right,
Kim and
R-
Offset.
Yeah, run that back. Because she didn't say this is what Offset's doing, what Diddy's doing. Run it back, Dre.
all right, here we go.
Kind of offset that. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Stop. Offset. Offset. Is there a connection to P. Diddy and Offset? Is there some sort of a connection? I just, because I'm hearing it, I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound like what she's saying. Offset. Okay, so I feel, okay, he's responsible for a lot of things, but he's not responsible. He's also taking orders from somebody a higher up. I'm wondering what the connection is to Offset with P. Diddy. I have no idea, but I just keep hearing this right now. Like, I can't stop saying his name. And I don't know him or what kind of music. I know it's hip hop or rap or something, but there's a connection there as well. So we're going kind of down that road. So there's all of these people in the crossfires, and I'm not sure whether that's good or bad, but I just heard that. So there's people that are coming for everybody. Okay? There's a connection to that person, Offset, and that side. And like, it's just systematic. It's gonna level like dominoes. Level shit. It's being leveled. I don't know what that connection is. Somebody has to tell me. Okay, so when I look at Kim Porter, she's got a lot of stuff. She's taking notes.
Yeah,
She took a
I don't
lot of
think
notes.
she's
There's a lot of
necessarily.
notes, and her girlfriends have this information as well. Here's the problem I'm seeing. Some of the information that she has and some of the information that Cassie has is extremely damaging to people who are in higher worldly order, I guess, higher up on the food chain on this planet. So when she speaks and P. Diddy goes down, they have to shut his mouth because these other people don't want to be caught. But it's weird. I'm going this way and then over here, Offset, right over here. So pay attention to that. I am seeing something by March with P. Diddy, another level of this. We're not done. It's like he's going to have to keep putting tarps over the hole in the roof because the rain keeps coming through. So just when he thinks he covered up the hole, another hole starts down there. And when he thinks he covered that hole, another hole starts over there. So it's not going to stop. Like, he's not off the hook. He may have paid Cassie, and good for her for getting out of it. Horrific. It doesn't matter who you slept with. Why is that blackmail? Stand up and say, this dude drugged me and he did this. She finally said it. And he doesn't want to face what he's done, but it doesn't matter. He's exceptionally psychic, by the way, so he gets physical feelings on when this is coming down, and he kind of knows it. And when he talks about Kim Porter, even though he's all nice and all good, like meaning talks nicely about her, at least publicly, to his kids, shuts the wall down with her. I don't even know. I shut it. He's trying to feel her energy, And I'm going to put it this way. Once she ended up dead, okay, Kim Porter, when she died, and they use the word dead wrong, because when we pass out of this physical existence, we are not dead. Dead is the absence of God in your life. So to step away from God, okay, and your soul is to be dead, we pass out of our physical body as Kim did. But it's interesting because after she first passed, I am seeing this. After she first passed, she didn't really understand what happened to her, which is not uncommon. And I feel like P. Diddy tried to hook into that energy to keep her energy close to him here so that he could kind of wear her energy even though she had passed. So he tried to keep that close. She got away and she blocked.
Was this around the time that he did the little transition rebrand to Brother Love? That's what this shit is making me think of.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
The shit that she's talking about now of how when she passed, he was trying to use her energy. Is this when he went from Diddy
Oh
to
yeah.
Brother
He,
Love? You know what I'm saying?
and it was annoying. And I was like,
For
if
me.
something happened to me, I'll see my baby daddy acting like this over my death. I need y'all to blow up the comments because it was so fraudulent.
What was it?
Like he was just like posting like a whole bunch of slideshows of her, not slideshows, but the carousel on Instagram and like professional pictures, acting all heartbroken. Like you did not even appreciate that lady when she was here, please.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And that, he was starting to go by love and like he's like, oh, I just want to live off love and it was
Yeah,
just
all that shit.
a
Exactly.
PR.
Exactly.
Blocks herself from him. He can't get to her. They spy out of their bodies. P. Diddy knows what I'm talking about with this. He gets out of his body and he can see shit. Meaning he can dream it, he can frequency vibe it, he can go on the astral, he can see it. He can see it. And they watch when their own die. Okay, so when their family members die, their rappers die. He's talking about another rapper here. He's not, she is. There's another one. I don't know who he is, but I can see him in my head. Anyway, there's another one, and they all watched when he crossed over. So what happens is, from what I'm understanding with this, okay, whoever they don't want around anymore for whatever the reason, okay, it's like they just don't want them because they're going to turn them in. It's a never-ending game. It must have gone on through centuries. But whatever it is that they don't want to have happen, they get rid of the person. And when that person crosses out, they can see them on the astral and they can snag their energy. So there's this sidestepping that person from moving on out of the earth's energy into a happier dimension. They did not do it to Kim, by the way. But there is another rapper that died very recently who they did do this to, who they did block the energy. And when he stepped out of his body, he stepped right into them, right? Like, I don't know who.
The only person I could think of is Craig Mack. That's the latest bad boy artist who died.
I was
Either
thinking of Nipsey,
Black
Lauren London, and
Black Rob, unless she saying that this nigga could just harvest the energy of any other rapper that died. But you know, carry on. So you saying Nipsey Hussle?
yeah.
Who this person is. I can see them, but I don't know who it is. When he died, he crossed out, okay, like out of his physical body. He died. And when he did, he saw them and they were alive watching him die. And that's kind of what happened to Kim. And she pulled away from that energy. She was protected. So she.
Huh? What?
I don't think it's Nipsey anymore. I didn't know that they said she was watching them die or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Nipsey.
Yeah, it had to been somebody that he had some kind of influence over in life to be able to harvest their energy and death type shit.
Yeah.
And like I said, Craig Mack, Black Rob, those are the only bad boy artists that I know of, at least without doing another Google, that died recently. But anyway,
She didn't get caught in that. But that's what they're trying to do. They're playing a next level game of chess. So it's a different level of harnessing energy. So part of the sacrifice, which I didn't know this before, this I'm just being shown. Part of the sacrificing of a person or killing of a person probably happens in the mafia. All of those things is that they attach the energy of that person leaving here, because sometimes, just look at it this way, let's say you die in an accident suddenly, or you're murdered or whatever, you're going to be sad. You have kids, you have a home, you have a family. As far as I know, we only can remember this right now. And when you step out, you're like, oh my God, my family, my kids, my mother, my sister, my babies. That's what most of us would be thinking. And so that sense of like, oh my God, I just died, and the expression energy wise that they would feel, that's when they come in and they try to take it. So what they're doing is they are keeping slaves on this side, such as Cassie. Okay, so she was basically a slave because she was trafficked. They're keeping slaves over here, and when they cross out of their physical bodies. That has more to do with the musicians that dies. The musicians that die of these overdoses or accidents or murder or whatever the hell happens. It has more to do with that. They capture that energy, and therefore they can use that essence to go over here and keep doing what they're doing. It's weird. It's a thing we don't even understand. I don't think that we're even supposed to see that, but the frequency is moving sideways, so we are being shown that. I want to say Offset again. I don't think he's dead, but I want to say Offset.
Oh, they talking about Takeoff.
That. So there's a connection there too. I don't know what.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is they talking about Takeoff? What the fuck?
Now, boom. Now that might be something because his death.
Because they said Takeoff was sacrificed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
Or Offset.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it was for Offset. I thought it was Quavo.
Well, Quavo ain't really doing nothing right now, and Offset the best Migo currently.
Offset blowing right now. That nigga in the upper, he on the outer, he out towards Pluto.
I'm not gonna say Pluto now, but yeah,
You gonna out here sit here in front like niggas ain't loving Offset new album, and that
No, I
shit
like
ain't.
Offset.
no, I like Offset, but I wouldn't say he's in Pluto.
Based on what she's saying, if Offset is being mentioned in a rapper that passed currently, that's Takeoff.
Yeah. Well, shit, he about to be on Pluto. Goddamn it. Shit.
You're playing it.
What it is. He may know something, and he may say something, or somebody connected to him may know something. I don't know. There is a connection there. Anyway, there's a definite connection there. Watch for March of 2024, March, April, Easter time frame, Easter, Lamb, Easter. Watch for that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what's happening there, but it might be nothing, but that's what I just heard. So I'm going to put it out there, put myself out on a ledge again. Okay. And once again, my name is Sloan from SloanBella.com.
There it is. And there it is.
Like, bitch, we remembers your name.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was. Now I'm gonna be dreaming about Sloan.
Yeah, so that was like an interesting take. Like she be saying some shit that makes sense on one level. She go left for
Yeah,
me a
I mean,
couple
to
of
me, it
times.
was nothing really industry other than that Ukraine bullshit you tried to say.
Yeah, exactly. But other than that,
Y'all ain't got no closing thoughts?
I know, right? Yeah, my closing thoughts is that I think that she is on the money when she says that it's not over yet. I do think there's more shit coming down the line for sure. It's like a horror
Right, me
movie.
too.
It's like a horror movie at the end where you think the bad guy, the girl done stabbed the bad guy. He laying there and she think that it's over, and then she let her guard down, and then the
Right.
nigga jump back up one last time and kill her ass. Like I think
Right.
that type of shit is kind of happening to Diddy. He think he got it
Mm-hmm.
with the little 30 minute
Right.
whatever with payoff.
He think he got the fatality, but no.
Exactly. I think something else is coming.
Mm-hmm. Something else definitely coming.
And if we think the concept of karma, it could even be that Tupac investigation shit come back full circle. Like they may have passed
Mm.
on it the first time, but with all this shit coming back, this so-called man of the community, key to the city ass nigga, blah blah blah. All that shit is put in a different light with the recent events. So even though he wasn't convicted in the court of law, all them higher level law enforcement judges might have to take a second look like, could this nigga have orchestrated the death of Tupac, a nigga who allegedly did this, and this? Once again, the radar might go from maybe to most likely that nigga did it. Allegedly. You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Right.
and Keefy D is still alive. And from what at least I've seen on social media, he's been attacked a few times in prison. So maybe after enough ass whoopers, he might fold and reveal who was the goddamn real mastermind behind it. Anybody could pull the trigger, but the nigga who ordered the nigga to pull the trigger is the real, threat, the real mastermind behind any situation. So
Yeah, I'm with all that. What you saying? I think he thinks he got the Mortal Kombat fatality, and this is just the beginning. And like I
exactly. Now,
said,
yeah, he done dodged
I
the,
think that
the Tupac
they're
murder.
gonna keep.
He
He's
done
gonna think.
he done dodged the rape charge slash sexual traffic. This nigga think he untouchable, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's when your ass is usually gonna have a downfall when you think you untouchable.
Mm, but he's not gonna be able to speak. Like I said, like she said, like he's gonna probably just keep paying them off, and then eventually he gonna go broke.
Yeah.
Oh, and what
So
does she mean by like all his money ain't even his and there? Like, but he has all these houses. Like, that don't make sense.
well, it kind of makes sense. So when you look at black
Yeah, it
celebrities
does.
in America historically,
Right.
all right, white celebrities are paid.
He probably got
So
mad mortgages, Shay.
they pay to so that they can be rich and prosper. Black celebrities in
hmm
America are paid to look rich, but most oftentimes them niggas die poor. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And he's gonna go poor, like I said, going through all this shit. He gonna have to pay all these people,
Because
all these women that come forward.
I don't think that Asian girl got a gag order or NDA on her, the one who he allegedly stomped the baby out of her and all that foul shit. So if she come out the woodwork next,
Yeah,
that's going to have to be another
yeah.
30 million or 80 million, 50 million. That shit going to add up after a while. And if he only got 700 million,
Uh-huh.
that bitch going to dwindle down plus lawyer fees plus the
Yes, exactly.
it's going just like your ass get paid. That little check, it looked big when it first hit, but then after you go to the mall, go to the club, do a couple of things, damn, that motherfucker go halfway down already.
Especially in 2023. In 2023, 100,000 is like 50,000.
You know what I mean? Mm.
So, nah, did he better hope he got something big coming in because nah, he finna be broke paying all these paying all these women.
You better find the next biggie.
Right. That's what I said. He better get the next big thing
And it,
because, huh?
he don't have one artist that lasts.
Yeah, he barely got one artist that's still alive, besides the locks. Um, like
I know how the nigga who created making the band not even get a band.
exactly, none of them niggas were making the band with superstars. Ness,
I know. I know. I mean, Danity Kane had like 2 songs, but I mean, they didn't have
Yeah.
no longevity.
Well, they had more of a buzz
Huh?
than them niggas from making the band season 1.
No, they did. They did. What were you saying, Shay?
I said they had whole albums.
Yeah, but I'm saying only like 2, 3 songs was actually good. Like they wasn't winning no Grammys or like no music awards off
Are
their
you saying
music.
that when you was a youngin, you was like, oh, I gotta get that new making the band album, whatever the name of that group was, with
I
No,
definitely had.
I definitely sure
Dylon.
wasn't. Mm-mm. I listened to it. Don't get me wrong. They was on my burned CDs that I made off LimeWire. But I definitely wasn't like, oh my god, I need to listen to this forever.
I'm s-
Forever.
Look now. I'm trying to remember
What?
all the niggas
Show
on.
stop it.
And what was this? What was
No,
the
like I'm
singer
saying, like
name?
I liked it, but that's not one of the bops I play till this day. It's not.
Exactly. Like
Oh no.
they were popping during the show, the vibe of what they were individually bringing. I can't even remember these niggas if a gun was to my head. I can't tell you the New Orleans nigga who would
Like
always
I love
fight.
throwbacks, but they are not in my throwback. They are
I
not.
only I only remember Ness and I barely remember Babs from Brooklyn. Only because Babs in Brooklyn. I can't tell you the names of none of them other niggas
Of what? Day 26?
of
And
season
Audrey
one.
O'Day was is a weirdo now.
Like season one. The niggas who walked to get the cheesecake.
I don't know. I only know
Fred.
Day 26 and Danny Kane. That's it. I don't know if there's more seasons or what.
Right, me neither. I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been the only 2 seasons. Now nigga gotta go and research and see
And
what
then
they
and
was.
then Audrey O'Day did her nose all small and like nah. I
Mm,
definitely was not. I did not think that they had longevity for the time for the moment. Hell yeah.
yeah. Nah, that's cool. So what's your closing
Diddy's
thoughts?
just done a really good job staying relevant, like no matter what. Like between just being who he is, but I don't
Yeah,
know. Like
he a
Puffy should have
vampire.
been fizzled out.
Yeah, he a vampire. He find the next thing to feast on.
Yeah, he should have
But
been fizzled out.
how? When his feasts aren't even successful, that's what be getting me.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because he's just been somehow stayed relevant. This nigga just got good marketing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because yeah, when you think about it, pardon me, after Mace, who has he fucked with that's been on the level of a Mace? We ain't even talking about Biggie, but
Yeah,
Mace.
sure. Come on, Binky, let's go to bed. Come on. Yeah, nobody.
I
He's
can't.
let's go.
And you know, North or South artists, I can't. Gun to my head, I'm dead. I can't think. I can't name one
Name one what?
artist that Biggie. I
Physical
mean
potty.
that Puffy fucked with other than Biggie and Mace, who reached anywhere near the heights of success in this music game underneath him.
Nobody. He's just had good
Uh,
marketing.
B2K?
Bump, bump,
Are you
bump.
saying B2K was a Puffy situation? Because
Come
Were
on,
they
son.
being out of
if so, it would explain why a lot of them boys was being molested allegedly.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
Dre.
my god.
And I
What do
know
I
you
you
was
know
not
that part.
expecting you
know
to
that
say
Drake
that.
bad boy? Why are you acting like you didn't know that?
What? Acting like you didn't know what?
Dre acting like he didn't know they was signed to Bad Boy.
No, I
No, they
didn't.
definitely were.
I didn't. I swear.
What?
I did not
Wait, no, I
know.
don't think I knew that B2K was signed to Bad Boy either.
In the
Yeah, I don't.
beginning, it's like as we proceed to give you what you need, and that's like the Bad Boy thing. And then when Diddy went and did B5, they used to say that in the beginning of their songs too. And then they was beefing with B2K for a little bit.
Oh
Wait
yeah,
a
I
minute.
loved B2K, but I had no idea they were signed to Bad Boy.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at that thing now. Let me pull up this shit real quick.
Oh yeah, bump,
You're,
bump, bump. Diddy's in it. That's right. You right.
and the
So
I Need a Girl.
so record labels for them it says
Oh, but they were signed to Epic. So I
yeah
mean,
it says
that's
the
not really
Ultimate
Diddy,
Group,
but
Epic Records, Sony,
Dre, your thing says
BMG.
Legion on it.
Huh?
Your thing says Legion on it.
No, it is epic, but I mean, yeah, they did have ties with Diddy. It's epic, but I get what you're saying. They had ties with Diddy. They
Yeah,
had 2
so
songs with the nigga.
Ultimate Group, Epic Records, Sony, BMG Music.
Yeah, they were signed to Epic, but I mean,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, she's
But
like,
wasn't Bad Boy under Epic?
no,
Let's see here.
no, it's not.
Let me
No,
just
if
hit the.
anything, it was under Universal, I think, at one point.
Oh, this bitch.
Oh, I ain't heard that.
But Bad Boy Records is its own entity.
So yeah, I do want to say there was an Epic connection somewhere in there because that was part of the lawsuit by Cassie where she threw Epic in
Stop
there.
it.
Oh
But
No,
yeah, it
she threw.
was.
I thought Universal was in there. I think all
No,
3 of them.
it was
Then
no, it was Epic, Bad Boy, LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment, and Sony, right?
I think so.
the fuck going
Maybe
on?
not Sony, but Epic for sure. I
No, I
remember.
think
Yeah, yeah.
Sony Music
Epic.
Entertainment was one. I think you're right. Vicky, stop it.
Look up
The hell?
Diddy's connection to Epic Records.
Cut it
So
out.
Bump on
Fuck are you
Bump
doing?
collaboration with Diddy. Let's see. Yada yada. Blah blah blah. I don't see no more mentions of Diddy besides the Bump 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 song. All right, so let's look up
Either way, them niggas. Either way, them niggas ain't last too long for the right reason. There was
Epic.
another Danny, like there was another like song, like music for the time. Like they didn't have enough like stamina to come into 2023.
Oh
2K broke up because it was.
no. But peep this. I didn't peep this. This is some new shit to me. So this article from I think 2020, it says Diddy's Bad Boy Entertainment merges with Epic Records. Just when you thought Diddy couldn't get any more powerful.
Okay, so who signed to Epic Records?
So we're gonna get to that real quick. Let me just skim through da da da. Epic Records CEO and
Oh,
Chairman
Epic
L.A.
Records is
Reid.
Sony.
Let's see. Da, da, da. So Diddy has signed on to record not one but 2 new albums, and the 2 companies have announced plans to sign new artists.
LA Reid got some allegations too.
Oh, definitely. They all do. They're all weird. They're all the type of niggas that think that they can, get women, to sleep with them to boost their career and shit. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of women are going for that.
Yeah, see, so I ain't know this shit. That so that's 2020. Who is signed to Epic
Yeah, I had no
Records?
idea that B2K was signed to well, not signed, but they were with Epic. I for some reason, I mean, I didn't even know who they were signed with back then.
So
That's crazy.
let's see. Epic Records. They not gonna give up the info like that. Sylvia Roan. I remember hearing her name back in the day. 2019 chairman and CEO of Epic Records.
And that is all I want to see, baby. Showing.
But basically, in a nutshell, it says artists such as TLC, Tony Braxton, Outkast, Future, Yo Gotti, Megan Trainor, DJ Khaled, 21 Savage, Travis Scott.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that list?
Basically the
What
new
list is this for?
who is signed to Epic Records. So boom, maybe this is give it to us how we wouldn't need to see it. And I'm
Yeah,
trying to
Epic is one of the big labels.
Oh,
Yeah,
they,
Epic is a big label.
they got a lot of people.
Nobody jumps out at me. And the Andre 3000 for the A's.
Oh, Andre 3000. Did y'all listen to his video? His album?
His
They said it
flute,
was
the
sleep
flute,
music.
the flute album.
Yeah, they said it was sleep music.
Now,
I listened to it.
so was you like, yo, this shit is fire?
It was sleep music, or what was it?
Meditation music?
No, I wouldn't say meditation music, but it was just giving like hotel lobby vibes, elevator, like restaurant. Yeah. But then I seen that they said it's like in a certain frequency that reduces da 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 da. So I guess it's some type of.
Now you're probably gonna get in a little bad because if it's like sleep, elevator lobby shit, white people love that.
It wasn't giving sleep to me. Like if I had to sleep to that, I wouldn't fall asleep.
Well, that, and then maybe these younger producers might sample some of the instruments on there, and then he make mad money down the line when these younger niggas take some of them little flute sounds and make dope beats with it. So
I keep seeing people talk about that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've been seeing people on Twitter saying something about sleep.
Yes, like talking about this nigga got me ready to go to sleep. Like, look,
You've been ready to go to sleep.
all right, look. Well, with that said, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Impromptu or me dragging y'all ass on here.